What's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live, just a moment, I just realized I don't have a chart up right now. Give me a moment, and I will put that sweet dip chart up in the screen off to the side for you guys to observe and keep an eye on. For those of you who have been buying during the dip, and I know there have been some of you, but it looks like we might be on the tail end of this, I guess what could be described as a flash crash. So we will get to that, guys. Just give me a moment here, and I will get that on the screen if you know what I mean. Yes, here we are. Awesome. There it is. Whoop, there it is, as a duo from Flo Rida once said in the early 90s. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me tonight on this special Midnight Mass edition. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Crypto vampires. Anyone who's howling at the moon. Maybe some werewolves out there. I know we got a couple werewolves in the chat tonight. 7-1, what's going on? Silver Fox Web Design, what's going on? Rochelle, Beef Supreme, 7-1. Scott, Mike Tracy, of course. Scott Herforth, Sadoshi, good to see you. Hector, the dude. Did I miss anyone? Dogelander, yes. Doge Extra, Angela, Darthman, Sliding Edge, HL. Josh Randell, Disavows. I knew there'd be some night owls up in here tonight. Guys, for those of you who are brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. We've got an awesome community here. I'd love to have you be a part of it. So feel free to hit subscribe, hit all that notification bell. We've got the best slice of on all of YouTube. We really do. And I'm not saying that just because I'm inherently biased, because it's my audience. We really do have just the best folks here. We have so much fun. And if you're also new here, I usually go on a lot earlier. I usually go on around 9ish p.m. Central Standard Time. But I literally, guys, I was so busy doing all the things, all this content creation stuff involves. I was literally busy all the way up until now. So thank you guys for joining me on this special Midnight Mass late edition of Steven Steele Live. If I could ask you just to hit that like button before we get started. Listen, I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your first childhood celebrity crush. It's the number one thing you can do to help the channel out like this. It just takes a couple seconds. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put forth. Feel free to ask me whatever questions or comments you'd like, and I will do my best to field those, well, to the best of my ability. Speaking of which, first super chat of the night. All right. I love it. Josh Randell, Disavows. $20 super chat. Thank you, man. I bought that dip like I had Doge rabies. How many of you have been buying the dip? No, I mean, there's no wrong answer to this, because we all have different circumstances, right? We all have different financial circumstances. But I am just curious. If you bought the dip, if you've been buying the dips, put a 1 in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Steven, what's with the heavy coat indoors tonight? Well, I'm not wearing any shirt under here, so that's part of it. That's just my steez, baby. But another thing is, too, every couple days, just for health reasons, I like to cycle the air out of my apartment. It's a lot healthier for you. So I opened up all the windows a short time ago, and I just got nice, just brisk cold air just flowing through my place. And so I recently just shut those windows. That's another reason why. Let's see what's going on. Icon87 says, Dogecoin will change your wife. Steven Steele. That is a Steven Steele quote, isn't it? Dogecoin will change your wife. Dogecoin can change your wife. And, I'm here, folks, in part to help you make those wife-changing gains. Looking like a 90s Chuck Norris. I will take it, my friends. I don't need a shirt, you guys. I got the hairy chest to keep me warm. I'm good. I do my thing. Wow, Doge Extra's got over 200K Doge in holding. That's more than me, my friend. Uh, Finally watching the second season of Tiger King. Got the notification this was live, so decided to come say, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. I actually just made it through the second season of Tiger King a few nights ago. I actually thought it was pretty good. I heard a lot of folks saying, oh, it wasn't as good as season one. I didn't think they're really, I thought it was kind of comparing apples to oranges in a way. They were so structured so differently, mostly because Joe is still in prison. But considering he's still in prison, I thought they did a phenomenal job. I thought season 2 was fascinating. I thought it was very, very good. I also watched a good series right after that called Cocaine Cowboys. That was good. I'm not even sure if I can say the word. There's just so many words you can't say on this platform. It's confusing. But it's a narcotic that people usually put up their nose. Put it that way. But that was actually very good too. It's kind of a documentary on some runners of that substance through Miami in the 80s and their rise and their fall. Anyway, great to see you guys. Johnny Crypto says, I bought 3 Doge dips this weekend. Wow, fully engaged. I love it. Speaking of people I love, it's Donna Tabuki coming in, keeping the lights on over here at Steele HQ. Appreciate that so much, Donna. We love you here. AMD.com has a few GPUs available. Donna, given some mining equipment hints there. I know Donna's been seriously looking towards getting some mining rigs together. Pretty excited. Well, thank you for that, Donna. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Let's go to my notes. Definitely have some interesting stuff to cover tonight. And I'm trying to think where to start. Give me a moment, because I actually want to start. Okay, the first thing I want to start at is this whole thing about how this flash crash came about. Nick and I discussed this on a Spaces. I also discussed it briefly here the night before last. And I do think it's in large part to the most recent variant of a certain thing that's been happening. Well, you should say, because I can't even use that word without triggering something here. Due to a certain phenomenon, that's worldwide phenomenon that's taken place, a plague, if you will, over the last year and a half. Due to a new variant of that that has been publicized greatly. Now, folks, it is my opinion that this is coordinated market manipulation by using the news of this variant as a catalyst to do that. There are going to be, I guarantee you, there's going to be several more of these variants that are going to keep leaking out. And they're going to be used, and people in the highest halls of power and influence are going to be using each press release of a new variant for their own purposes, for their own personal financial gain or reaches of power. You understand? And that's exactly, folks, what has been going on with this crypto market. Also, if we look at the people that are more powerful and more wealthy than all of us combined here watching the show tonight, they have been investing heavily in crypto during this flash crash. What does that tell you, folks? What does that tell you? Josh Randell disavows coming in with a $10 super chat. Spank that like button, he says. Spank that like button, he says. I appreciate that, Josh. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming in with the $10 super chat. Thanks for helping keep the lights on over here, my friend. Appreciate you guys so much. So don't get it twisted. That's exactly what I think is going on here. For that reason, I have not been intimidated by this. I have not been shaken out at all. I have done zero selling during this time. I have not been concerned. My only regret is that I don't have the capital to invest in more cryptocurrency right now, really. or else I would have picked up some more Doge. I would have picked up some more Bitcoin for sure. Perhaps some Solano, but you know. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on, in my opinion. Speaking of which, this is kind of some funny news. There's of course, there's a tiny cryptocurrency named after the most recent variant of the thing, Omicron. And of course, it's skyrocketing, even as the new variant tanks the price of everything else, essentially. I should have seen this coming. Of course, someone's going to do that. Now, by the time we're hearing about it now, don't go out and buy this thing now, folks, because most of the time by the news, here's a good tip. Here's a good tip, folks. By the time you hear any news about any of these small SHIT coins going absolutely parabolic, by the time it gets to them, by the time you're reading about it, it's way too late. So don't let that motivate you to quick go out and ape into a project like that. Even if it's 50 or $100, don't ape in. You might as well just throw that money in the trash because it's gone. It's been there, done that, and the people that got it, well, at Apex, they sold at the top, and that thing's already done crashed. Okay, by the time any financial press picks up on it. Okay, so anytime you read about a small coin like that doing 1,000x, 500x, 3,000x, whatever, don't invest. It's already gone. By the time you're reading about it, that ship has sailed, folks. That ship has sailed. And that's the same thing with this coin that I'm talking about here. But it's funny that somebody immediately, the moment the news came out about this new variant, someone quickly got to work to release a cryptocurrency of the same name and capitalized off of it. If you're one to play such games, and I am occasionally, but not very often, you can almost set your watch by the fact that if Elon Musk tweets something that has a phrase or a thing in it that's new, that he hasn't tweeted before, there's going to be a cryptocurrency named that the same night that he tweets that. Now, if you want to keep refreshing CoinMarketCap until you see, or you want to keep searching in PooCoin until you see the name of that coin pop up and be one of the first ones to ape in on it and sell at the top, people are making money doing that. Now, it's a risky game. Don't put a lot of money into doing that, though. But people are making money doing that. But you got to keep a very close eye on it. It's total gamble. But people are making a go of it. And also, now this is carrying over into large news events. Like the latest, people are naming cryptos after the latest variant. And what I'm saying is, you can bet your bottom dollar that for every variant that is announced, there's going to be a cryptocurrency preceding it within the day. Now, if you choose to engage in this kind of high risk, high reward behavior, just keep in mind, always sell while you're making some money, because that thing's going to go down faster. I don't even want to use the analogy. It definitely challenges my PG-13 rating. Put it that way. I'm trying to keep it clean, folks. I'm trying to keep it clean. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying there. But I have seen people do pretty decently on a few of those. Josh Randell again coming in with a $10 make you holler. I love it. Thank you, Josh. Is there an eGod coin yet? I am sure there is. I haven't even looked it up, but I can tell you without even looking, there's got to be an eGod coin. There's probably 2 eGod coins. Pardon me while I take a swig of almond milk. Let's see here. Next story. This one kind of came as a surprise to me, but then again, maybe not. Binance Smart Chain becomes most followed cryptocurrency on Twitter. Oh, for all the guff that I've given Binance over the last couple weeks, right? Talk about an undeserved reward. Binance Smart Chain is now the most followed cryptocurrency on Twitter. With that, BNB becomes even more followed on Twitter in comparison to Bitcoin, with Dogecoin being the third most followed crypto on Twitter. BNB, most followed cryptocurrency on Twitter. Social following can be a strong signal of a project or a coin's success, as previously been seen with buzz around Dogecoin. Of course, in Dogecoin's case, Elon Musk has also talked about the cryptocurrency, thus spiking its popularity, making it the price increase massively. Folks, just a moment. I'm sorry, I apologize. I have a very time-sensitive text that I have to look at. Just a moment. My apologies. Just taking care of this. Okay. Let's see here. So here are the top 10. Here are the top 10 most followed cryptocurrencies on Twitter. Which ones do you think? Just name one that you probably think is in the top 10 most followed on Twitter, and we'll see if you're right. Just name one in the chat. I'll wait. I'll wait a moment. I'm about to list the top 10 most followed cryptocurrencies on Twitter. Try to put one or two in the chat, and we'll see how many of you were right. And then I'm about to name them now. Josh, I see that comment, sir. Okay. Number 1. Let's start with number 10. Let's go to 10 and work our way back. Working our way back to you, girl. Okay, ready? Number 10. Solana. Solana. I feel like I've known a girl by the same name. Number 9. Cardano. Cardano. Number 8. Number 8, folks. SafeMoon. SafeMoon. It's like a moon, except it's safe. It has a whopping 1.2 million followers, SafeMoon. Number 7. Crow. CAO. Crow. With 1.3 million followers. Number 6. Number 6, folks. Ethereum, of course. Ethereum, huh? Ethereum has 1.8 million followers on Twitter. Donna Tabuki coming in again with a $20 super chat, by the way. Thank you so much, Donna. I really appreciate you. Recognizing how much time you put in so we can have fun and talk ish and chat. LOL, thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, guys, literally almost every moment I'm awake, I'm working on stuff behind the scenes in relation to this. Believe it or not, it's a lot of work when you consider that when I live stream, I put together and I live stream shows literally almost 6 to 7 nights a week. Occasionally I'll take a night off. That's why I say 6 to 7. But there's not many people in the game that live stream a minimum of an hour and a half every day. Every day. So thank you, Don. I appreciate it. And honestly, it's folks like you that even have made it financially possible for me to spend as much time and put on shows consistently night after night, or else I just wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let's get back to the list here. So I left off at number 6, which is Ethereum at 1.8 million followers. Number 5, for those of you just joined us, I'm counting down the top 10 most followed cryptocurrencies on Twitter. Number 5 is Sheeb. Should come as no surprise to anyone. Sheeb coming in at just a little over 2 million followers on Twitter. Number 4 is XRP. WXRP in Cincinnati. And how many people do you suppose are following XRP on Twitter? A whopping 2.2 million followers. You know who used to do this a lot, 2 and 2? A guy named Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery hosted. He's a really cheesy but charismatic guy who hosted a really ridiculous 1980s dating show called Love Connection. And every time they broke to commercial, he said, "All right, folks, time for a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 and 2. We'll be back in 2 and 2." And that meant 2 minutes, 2 seconds. That's what he used to do. I think Chuck Woolery is still around. He's a guy I'd hang out at a picnic with. Doge Extra coming in with a big $20 super chat. Thank you so much for that. You guys, thank you so much for the generous super chats tonight. Hugely appreciated. Do you think Bitcoin is getting too big and more influenced by the stock market? Interesting question, Doge Extra, and thank you for that. Love your avatar, by the way. I am a Doge X holder. They've had a compromised Twitter account recently, which is really unfortunate, so really looking forward to them building that back. I can relate since I've had to start all over from scratch on Twitter, but that's actually going pretty well. By the way, if you're not following my new Twitter account, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. I'm super active on Twitter, and I love staying connected with as many of you guys as possible there. So make sure you give me a follow there. Doge Extra. Okay, I think Bitcoin is getting too big now more influenced by the stock market? Yes. I mean, a short answer, yeah. I think that's fair to say. At the same time, I don't think it's going to have a major effect in stifling the success of Bitcoin in terms of market value. Now, are we going to see $100,000 Bitcoin by end of year? That's 1 month from now? No. I think the probability is extremely slim. Could it happen? Yes. Could it happen? Would I be surprised? Yes, I would be surprised if Bitcoin hit 100,000 end of year, but it's not impossible. It's certainly not impossible. I'd still leave it as an option on the table, just, not a high probability scenario there. But I could realistically see Bitcoin hitting somewhere around 80,000 within the month. Yeah, I could see 75, 80,000 within the month. I think that's actually a fair possibility. I will get to a little bit on why I think that as well. It's simply a matter of looking at the history of Bitcoin's algorithms, right? And particularly over the past 2 years. And it also, Dogecoin almost kind of is in the same spot right now. Both Bitcoin and Dogecoin have been showing actually remarkable stability, which most people don't think that's the case. But actually, over the last 6 months in terms of cryptocurrency, both Bitcoin and Dogecoin have shown remarkable stability as far as crypto is concerned. And so that being said, that stability, we've had very long accumulation periods. And usually how things have panned out, when you have super long sideways trading accumulation periods, eventually that levee breaks. The levee breaks, as Led Zeppelin said, and then things can get somewhat parabolic, frankly. I do think that the next major Dogecoin breakout is going to be the most significant one that we have ever seen. We have a lot of technical analysis markers to indicate that. A lot. Johnny Crypto talking about sand. I will be talking about sand momentarily. Hang in there. A couple of y'all are saying I remind you of Chuck Norris tonight. I'll take it, man. I love Chuck Norris. I love it. I need some nunchucks right now. I love those 80s karate movies, man. B Supreme says 100K Bitcoin by March. I could see it. That one surprised me. As what's that guy's name? He always did that. That was really big a couple years ago. I forget that dude's name. That was his whole shtick. And then he would say, "Just look at it. Would you look at that?" Bitcoin. No. Number 3. Number 3 for the most popular cryptocurrency, most followed cryptocurrency rather on Twitter is Dogecoin. Our dog money coming in at a mighty number 3, a mighty bronze. Doge, the official Dogecoin account has a whopping 2.5 million followers on Twitter. And number two, folks, 2 and 2, as Chuck Willery said, Bitcoin. People following Bitcoin on Twitter has almost 4 million, 3.8 million followers on Twitter. And this next one comes as a tremendous surprise to me. And I think it's because due to its overwhelmingly popular international following. I know that's why. Particularly all throughout India and Asia. But we have BNB. BNB is the most popular, hands down, most popular, most followed cryptocurrency on Twitter. The BNB count has a whopping 6.2 million followers on Twitter. That is insane. That is... Do you realize that's like, let's see, 4, 5, that's almost 3 million more followers than Bitcoin has on Twitter. Would you expect that? I mean, that is just wild to me. That is wild. But you also have to figure pretty much there's just thousands and thousands of tokens that run on the BNB smart chain. So that's another reason why it's incredibly popular. I would wager to say that's the main reason why BNB has been so bullish over the last year and a half. That's the main reason. That's the main reason, folks. I think I'm caught up on super chats. Floki coin. Look, I have a. Do I still have a? I had an investment in Floki coin, but I sold it. I sold it for a more high utility to get to disperse in a few more higher utility DeFi gaming projects. But I will say this about it. They have a very high and aggressive marketing budget and strategy. To me, that's probably one of its biggest strengths in terms of potential. So they have a super dedicated team that are putting a lot of the money they're making back into the promotion of the tokens, which I think is probably the main strength of it. Other than that, I'm hearing all this stuff like, oh, they're making NFTs. Whoop-de-frickin-do. What token isn't trying to develop NFTs? And I'm sorry, but like, there are no guarantees to the value of an NFT line that's specifically spun off of essentially a utility-less token searching for utility. I mean, every SHIT coin out there is like, oh, we're hanging there, guys. We're coming out with an NFT line. So what? That doesn't mean anything. So if that's the main thing that a BSC token is grabbing for to try to sell investors on as something to be bullish about and excited about, folks, red flag. But I'm not saying money can't be made in coins like this. They are, and I'm not saying this to. I'm not trying to diss Floki, but I think people still. I think some good gains still could be made there, and mostly, but for their aggressive marketing. Mary in New York coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Mary, and great to see you in the chat. Dogecoin short squeeze is imminent. Yes, and I talked a lot about that last night. I talked a lot about that with Nick as well in our Twitter Spaces. By the way, I'm doing Twitter Spaces again with Nick semi-regularly. So make sure you're following me on my new Twitter, which is pinned at the top of the chat. And if you're already following my new Twitter, I want you to go right now and hit the notification bell on my Twitter. So you know you don't have to miss the spaces. Our spaces have been really good. They've been expanding. They've been getting more and more popular every time we do them. Just very lively discussions. So make sure you have the notification bell set on all on my Twitter account, guys. Let's see here. Okay. Next story, folks. Next story. Okay. To the title of tonight's show. Top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week, according to Cointelegraph. I think Cointelegraph, out of all the crypto-centric publications, is my favorite. I think they do the best job. Next to my favorite crypto journalist, Phil Hall of Benzinga. If you don't follow Phil Hall on Twitter, give him a follow. Great journalist. I was actually on the Benzinga podcast, interviewed by him, I think about 6 weeks ago, something like that. We had a great talk. Great guy. Oh, so this is according to Cointelegraph. I think the list is pretty spot on. I'd probably switch maybe 1 or 2 of them around, maybe. But overall, I think this list is pretty spot on for the top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week, folks. Okay? Are you ready? Which ones do you think they are, folks? Number 1, or one of them. I'm going to say this is number 1. I'm just going over the 5 they listed. Bitcoin. Yes. Big shocker, right? It's this is from Cointelegraph now. Bitcoin has been correcting in a descending channel for the past few days. The bulls are attempting to defend the 100-day simple moving average at 54,000 for the past 2 days, but the shallow bounce indicates a lack of urgency to accumulate at the current level. Downsloping 20-day exponential moving average 58,000 in the relative strength index below 39 indicates that bears are in control. If price rebounds off the current level, the bulls may hit it at a wall of 20-day EMA. If the price again turns down to the 20-day EMA, it will increase the prospects of breaking below the 100-day SMA. The bulls now listen to this is the most important part of it. The bulls will have to push and sustain the price above the channel to signal that the correction may be over. The pair could pick up bullish momentum on a break and close above 61,000. I think it could go even further than that in a pretty short time. As I said on Twitter, I wish I had 100K. I wish I had 100K. I'd put it in Bitcoin like right now. The price of Bitcoin yesterday and today is just amazing. It's just like guaranteed safe money, in my opinion. Now, that's the only way you see really big margins on Bitcoin is if you've got a lot of money to invest in it. But you can even putting in a couple $1,000s into Bitcoin, even at its position level right now, it's way more than you'll make from your bank. It's way more than you'll make just keeping your savings in your bank account. And Bitcoin, in my opinion, is perhaps the safest bet you can make in the market, and as it relates to the crypto market anyway. If you got the patience, like anything, folks. All right, the second crypto to watch this week is BNB. BNB witnessing a tussle between the bulls and the bears near 20-day EMA. Although the price dipped and closed the 20-day EMA, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go through the text on it. I don't care. It's boring me. I'm kind of sour on BNB. I'm sour on Binance right now. I'm not going to give BNB any more time. I probably wouldn't put it in the Cointelegraph list, to be honest with you. The next one I would, and that is Luna Terra. I don't own as much Luna Terra as I'd like to, but if I had more capital, I would invest more deeply in it. Terra Luna's token is trading inside an ascending channel pattern. The bulls successfully defended the support line of the channel between November 24th through the 26th and have pushed the price above the 20-day EMA. If bulls sustain the price above the 20-day EMA, Luna Terra could pair rise to $52 and then retest to an all-time high of $54.95. This rally could face strong selling near the resistance line of the channel. Conversely, a break and close of the moving average could tilt the short-term favor to bears. This pair could drop below 38. I think Lunaterra has a very good probability of having a nice breakout this week. Yes. The next one is Mana, Decentraland. That goes without saying. Decentraland Mana turned down. I'm not going to read the text on it. But obviously, the biggest DeFi projects in the market right now are Mana, Decentraland, Sand, which I'm going to talk about right after this, and Axis. And Avalanche. For sure. How could I forget Avalanche? And the next one on the list, speaking of which, the fifth and final for the 5 cryptocurrencies to watch for breakouts this week, and it's already begun, folks. So this was written yesterday, and the journalist at Cointelegraph should feel good and vindicated because it's already happened, folks. The Sandbox, has been correcting strong up move towards the past few days. Those bulls are attempting to arrest the pullback in the zone between 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level at a $6.02 at the 50% retracement level at $5.26. And guess where Sand is cruising right now, folks? I am looking out right now. I'm pulling up some levels. We're going to do a market rounder and check what the market is doing. Right now, Sand is trading at $7.51. $7.51. That flash crash certainly took its toll on Sand, but no crypto out there has rebounded better than Sand preceding this flash crash. The flash crash is over as far as Sandbox is concerned, folks, because guess what? Sandbox is up over 30% in the last 24 hours. That's right, Sandbox is up and rebounded over 30% in the last 24 hours. Just in the last hour here, there's a little bit of correction and retracement on it of about 1.5%. But still, even after that retracement, it's still up over 30% over the last 24 hours. Trading right now at $7.54, already having the Steele effect. It's already having a turnaround and getting even more bullish since I've been talking about it the last 2 minutes here. I love it. So for those of you invested in Sand, I think there's a lot of room to go here. Now, it is certainly possible. It's possible that the largest DeFi projects out there, Sandbox being one of them, could be overvalued. In fact, it's possible that Decentraland and Sandbox right now are overvalued. But I don't think it matters if you're keeping a close eye on it, because it's quite possible that Sand could double within the month. In fact, I think it's very probable that Sand will double within the month. And by the time the market figures out that these are overvalued, if they are, I'm not saying they are, I said if they are, I don't think that's going to happen for at least another year or two. Okay? So by that time, I would hope that you pull profits from them, if that's the case. Now, these metaverses could go on to prove that they're even undervalued where they are right now, you see. My point being, though, however, that the whole concept of the metaverse and DeFi projects, DeFi cryptocurrencies that are heavily tied on their metaverses, and that's their main selling point. And it's all very exciting, but it's still an experiment, and it's not a foregone conclusion that all these metaverses are going to be smashing successes. It's not even a foregone conclusion yet that the metaverse is going to be a smashing success. Right now, this is all theory. This is all speculation. Now, I wouldn't say it's entirely speculative, but it's mostly a speculative market. So you're not going to hear anyone tell you this. You're not going to hear any of the other cryptocurrency channels tell you this, but I got to keep it real. They call me Real Deal Steven Steele, and I got to keep it real with you folks. As excited as I am about the potentials and the possibility, and for as deeply as invested as I am in some of these DeFi projects, you also have to keep in mind that this is still a predominantly speculative market. I'm not saying that it won't be wildly successful from the selling points that they are, or from the market caps where they are now, they could go on to do even more major numbers. In fact, I think that's a strong probability. But it's also possible that they're overvalued, that the metaverse won't be as big of a phenomenon as everyone's drumming it up to be. That's just reality, okay? I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't at least put that caveat in there for you folks to consider. That's particularly true when it comes to virtual real estate. Be very careful with virtual real estate. In fact, if I would have gotten into virtual real estate 3+ months ago, I'd be sitting very well right now, and I'd be flipping those properties already. Some of them anyway. I'd be holding on a couple of them. But the buy-in points were so incredible, even as recent as 3 months ago, I would have capitalized on it. But it was still daunting, a little too daunting and confusing for me at that time for me to safely invest. Now, that being said, right now, people are starting to buy up particular plots of land in real estate within Sandbox, within Decentraland, for millions of dollars for a plot of land. In fact, one just went for, on the Axie network, one just went for a plot of land just went for $2.2 million. That is a lot of money to throw down on a speculative investment, folks. A lot of money. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Sand will go over 10 easily. Over $10. Yeah, definitely. Doge, and I'm not even saying that it's. I'm not saying sand is overvalued right now. I'm saying it's possible, but I personally don't think sand is overvalued at between $7 and $8. No, I don't. I think sand's easily going to go to $10. I think sand will probably go to $15 within 4 to 6 weeks. Let's see here. And guys, I still have been researching newer DeFi, newer metaverse projects that can give us those super big margins, big fat margins that we get on before anyone else. I've got it down to 2 that I feel pretty secure about. I've just been vetting a lot of them, but I will be having a members only stream probably tomorrow night discussing those new picks. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Donna, I missed my super chat. I'm sorry, Donna. I got so into this topic. Let me scroll up. Donna Tabuki saying, I hear coffee enemas are awesome. You're not the first person to tell me about coffee enemas, Donna. This is something I've heard of before. And I know a lot of people, I know they've it sounds funny and ridiculous, but people have used these as part of protocols to heal themselves of very serious things. So I'm not writing it off either. So yeah, coffee enemas. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your butt. Anyway, thank you so much. And here we go. Another super chat from Mary again. Sorry for the delay on the super chat, Mary. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dogecoin short squeeze is imminent. Oh, I did get to that one, but I missed the Donna Tabuki one above that. I see. Anyways, my apologies, guys. Let's see here. I think we covered that one pretty fine. Now let's go to the next one, folks. Let's go to the next one. See what else is on here. You know what's funny is this next story. There's a Chinese company that has cloned the Tesla Cybertruck. Yes, they've cloned the Tesla Cybertruck. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. This comes courtesy of Futurism. It might make you do a double take, but you're not seeing double. The new electric pickup concept, created by Chinese electric car startup Edison Future, looks a lot like Tesla's Cybertruck. The electric and solar truck debuted this week at the Los Angeles Auto Show, according to Auto Week, and it's dubbed the EF1T. And yeah, we're just going to say it. It has a very similar shape to Tesla's Cybertruck, which is set to come out next year. It's basically a clone with one notable difference. It includes a solar array of charges. The that charges the truck in the sun, adding to what the company says can amount to 35 miles per day range. Yeah, I guess 35 miles per day or per gallon? Per day. Okay. Well, obviously the truck doesn't solely run on that, or else you wouldn't get very far. You couldn't do a whole lot with a 35 mile a day cap. It's hard to form a meaningful opinion on a truck that hasn't been in consumers' hands yet. Edison Future says their retraceable solar panel can protect anything you're carrying. You want to read the rest about their specs of their truck. I think this is a really crappy thing to do. This Chinese company literally stole the aesthetics from the Cybertruck, okay, and came out with it before the release of the real Cybertruck. If I were Elon Musk, I would full throat launch some patent, ID law, design stuff, lawsuits against Edison Future. That's bogus, man. That's bogus. I mean, they ripped off the Cybertruck's aesthetic, hook, line, and sinker. If you saw a picture of this thing, if I were Elon, I would sue the crap out of this company. I would sue the pants off them. They deserve it. This is nonsense. You can't do that. Come on. That's in poor taste. That's in poor taste, in my opinion. In my opinion. This story comes courtesy of NPR. Crypto enthusiasts want to buy an NBA team after failing to purchase the U.S. Constitution. Did you guys hear about this? Thousands of cryptocurrency investors recently raised more than $40 million, nearly but ultimately fell short in purchasing a copy of the U.S. Constitution. Now, a separate group of crypto fans is building momentum with another acquisition target, an NBA franchise. In both cases, the crypto enthusiasts organized what's known under as a Decentraland Autonomous Organization, DAO, which is an online group with a collective bank account and a mission statement, calling itself Kraus House. I kind of like that, the Kraus House. Their logo's pretty cool. It's a reference to the late Chicago Bulls general manager Jerry Krause. The group of some 2,000 members raised the equivalent of $4 million US in the cryptocurrency Ethereum in just 6 days. The crowdfunding in a form of an NFT sale ended Thursday morning. The idea isn't exactly a slam dunk yet. I see what you did there. For one, it's nowhere in the universe of what the group would need to place a credible bid on even the least valuable NFT team, NBA team, the Memphis Grizzlies, estimated to be valued about $1.3 billion. Wow, so the Memphis Grizzlies are the least valuable team in the NBA at about $1.3 billion. Fun fact. Second, convincing the NBA to be open to a collectively controlled crypto investment might not be the easiest sales pitch. Yeah, that's true. Organizers of Kraus House, DAO, are asking the public to please refrain from laughing. We understand the reader's first instinct might be to scoff at this and say the owners will never let this happen, reads the group's so-called flight paper, a nod to the more traditional white paper research report. It is important to understand that there was a time not too long ago where players were at the same place on the totem pole where fans are today. There's no reason fans can't do the same if organized correctly. Wow. Now that's pretty ambitious. I don't know how that would work. A group of investors that large, of 200 investors collectively owning an NBA team. To me, that sounds like the legalities on that and the profit split on that sounds like a nightmare. At the same time, it's pretty cool in concept, isn't it? Beef Supreme celebrating 6 months of VIP membership. Beef Supreme, I love it, man. Thank you so much. It says Chinese are knockoffs, referring to that rip-off Cybertruck that I just talked about. Beef Supreme, thank you, man, for your continued monthly support of what I'm doing here. Appreciate it, Beef Supreme. Definitely one of the longest, most hardcore supporters of the show. We love the big beef energy. Always in the chat. What an addition to the community. Fantastic. Thank you, Beef Supreme. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Terry Reed, Nurse Terry Reed, no way. Haven't seen her in a while. Hello, all. Hello back. Great to see you in the mix. Awesome, Terry Reed. Hope you're doing well. Johnny Crypto asks, sweetened or unsweetened almond milk? I'm an unsweetened guy. Sweetened's too sweet for me. Occasionally, I'll mix some stevia powder in these so I can get that sweetness without the sugar. But sugar is a big no-no for me. And I've been cheating a bit with that because of Thanksgiving. I've been having some desserts and stuff. But that's got to stop now. I got to get back on the good foot, get back on the protocol, and get better. And I have been slowly getting better, I feel like, lightly for a change. So I'll take it, man. I'll take any progress. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I want to get back to working out. I want to get back to doing the things I used to do and just getting out there and not only, I'm already kicking ass here, right? And I also need to kick ass out there, folks. Steven Steele has YouTube started. Yeah. They finally. It took a while, and it took about literally like 5 follow-ups with them to sort it out. But yeah, that's a once a month now. Once a month. Let's get this crypto market pumping. Welcome to the chats, Steven Smith. Good first name, by the way. I'm a little bit biased. Sand right now trading upwards of $7.70. Looking bullish there. Overall, I think that the market is looking like it's breaking out of this mini crash now. All signs are pointing to that being the case in the scenario. So if we look at Bitcoin right now, for example, it's up just a fraction over the last hour, but it's up a whopping 5% over the last 24 hours. So yeah, Bitcoin particularly breaking out. And obviously, since we are still in a Bitcoin dominant market, that's where we want to look, folks. So Bitcoin having a very, very bullish day right now, trading at about 57,500. Good stuff, Maynard. Jason Huffman coming in with a $20 super chat. Jason out there on the road doing his thing. Appreciate it. Contributing to Steele headquarters. Oh, thank you so much. The HQ thanks you. I thank you. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. And hope your travels are treating you well, Jason. Let's see. Let's get to the next story. The next story. This one comes courtesy of Fortune magazine. Now, this is Fortune magazine's 4 cryptocurrencies to watch in 2022. So this isn't. Keep in mind the distinction between this and the last list I went over. The last list I went over with you. The other list was 5 cryptocurrencies to watch to break out with this next week, and this is the 4 cryptocurrencies to watch over the entire next year of 2022. I'm going to go through them, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on how I feel about this list. Again, this is courtesy of Fortune magazine. Number one of the 4 on the list is Shiba Inu. They said the meme coin sensation burst into the public consciousness in 2021, piggybacking on Dogecoin's success, become the latest decentralized homage to man's best friend. Yeah, I could see how this would make that list, considering just the crazy parabolic progress Sheeb has been able to accomplish. There's no denying those gains. I mean, what is it? If you put $1,000 into Sheeb, right when it came out and held, you'd have close to like $1 billion or something crazy like that. Of course, it's easy to like regret and say that, oh, I should have done that now, but yeah, it's always easy to think that, oh, I would invest in just the right specific thing and hold for just the right amount of time and sell at just the right, Anyway, the next one on this list for the 4 cryptocurrencies to watch for this next year, 2022, is Solana. Solana. That comes as no surprise to me. Currently the world's 5th largest cryptocurrency with a market capitalization exceeding $62 billion. Solana has had a remarkable ascent in 2021, having entered the year trading less than $2, hit an all-time high at $260 in early November. Now trades just north of $200. Solana is the native token of the Solana blockchain network, and its rocketing in value likewise reflects Solana's growing prospects. Yeah, that makes sense to me. This one surprised me, actually. It surprises me, but it doesn't. And that's ADA Cardano. ADA Cardano. Right behind Solana with a market cap of $55 billion sits Cardano, which also had a meteoric rise in 2021. The token entered the year trading less than 20 cents and has rallied to eclipse $3 by early September, becoming the world's 3rd largest cryptocurrency in the process. ADA has also cooled off significantly since its Labor Day highs, now trading at $1.66. Cardano is the brainchild of Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson, who left Ethereum after disagreeing with Vitalik Buterin's designs and keeping that blockchain non-profit. Cardano has made a name in his own right, and with ADA in the midst of months-long bear streak, 2022 could be the make-or-break year. It could be, but I could also see, out of all of these, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll let you know my thoughts when I get through the list. The fourth on here, the fourth cryptocurrency to really watch in 2022 on Fortune's list here is Avax Avalanche. We love Avalanche here. Contrary to its name, Avalanche has been red hot this year. At the start of 2021, Avax was trading just north of $3 by November. It hit an all-time high, exceeding $146. Good enough to surpass Doge, become one of the world's top 10 cryptos. Now trades more than $116 with a market cap exceeding $26 billion. Wow. I agree with that. I think there's a ton of room to go on Avax. I've said this before. I've been telling you guys this for the last couple months. I think Avalanche is good for another, from where it's at right now, I think it's good for another 2 to 4x within the next quarter, frankly. Yeah, I think it could get that radical. Now, when I look at Fortune's top 4 cryptocurrencies to watch for 2022, ADA, I'm not convinced ADA is going to have a super bullish year. I'm just not convinced. I feel like it happened. And this might be a very dead year for ADA. I don't think it will break it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that ADA is not a good long-term investment still at this juncture, but I'm not seeing any strong indicators that it's gonna just do fantastic over 2022. Same for Sheeb. I'm not convinced that Sheeb's gonna be going wild style in 2022 either. I feel like there's a fair probability that it's already close to apexed. Okay, this relates to Sheeb, that we may not see huge margins anymore as it relates to it. I could be wrong. Those are just my initial instincts on it. As far as Avalanche, I think that pick is right on the money. As far as Solana, I think that pick's pretty reasonable one as well. Let's see what we got here. Josh Rendell, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. I'll put something on the Steele command center. Thank you so much. I like that. Here we are, and I'm in the command center right now, baby. Awesome. Alan says top 10 followed cryptos and some other stuff, Zombie. Oh, Zombie's trying to catch up what's going on. Okay, got it. Okay, let's see what else is on the list here, guys. Let's see what else on the list. Check this out. This comes courtesy of Cointelegraph. NFT land sells for 550 ETH. Oh my God. Let me get into this. A plot of virtual land on the widely popular monster battling NFT game Axie sold for 550 ETH this week, with a sum worth more than 2.2 million at the time of writing. The piece of virtual land was purchased on Thursday and is classified as Genesis, the rarest form of virtual real estate available on the Axie Infinity ecosystem. The game enables players to use Pokemon-like Axie Monster NFTs to battle other players or compete in complete challenges to earn blockchain rewards. Users can also buy, sell, or rent to other players. The game's developers said on Thursday that they believed it was the largest sum ever paid for a single plot of digital land. But I don't think that's correct, because there was a piece of property that sold on Decentraland that I told you guys about that was somewhere around 2.8 million. Not to slight this, both are crazy amounts of money to pay for a plot of digital land. To me, this is absolutely insane. It's insane. This is still an incredibly highly speculative market. Now, look, I could be wrong. The fellas that bought these plots of land for over $2 million a pop could easily triple their investment within the next 5 years. Totally possible. I hope they do. Totally possible. But you would never catch me throwing down, even if I had that kind of capital, throwing that kind of money down on an investment this speculative at this stage of the game. No way, Jose. Holy cow, what's going on in the chat? Guys, lighting it up in here. Specifically, Jason Huffman, thank you so much. Jason Huffman coming with a $10 super chat of a spinning hippo chair. I love that super sticker. Thank you, Jason. Jason absolutely making it rain with 3 super stickers of $10 a pop. With the hippo on the gaming chair. Man, thank you so much, Jason. Seriously, super appreciate it. Thank you for you guys. Thank you for your super chats. It literally allows me to do this every night. I wouldn't be able to do this nearly as much as I do without you guys. So thank you for making it rain in here tonight, you guys. Thank you so much. Certainly not what I expected on doing a super late show. So thank you so much. Jason, again, coming in with his 4th $10 super sticker with the hat and the big thumbs up. Big thumbs up from the animated hippo. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Jason. Hope your travels are treating you well. I don't even know what Jason does. I just know he's kind of a player. He's kind of a playboy. I just see him like posting pics from all over the place. He's just like, whatever he does for a living, he's just jet setting all over the place. Anyway, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for your generosity. It's certainly unexpected, considering we're at 10 after 1 in the morning. I went on so late tonight. We're in my neck of the woods. Let's see. What else do we got here? Jason, like Lil Wayne up in here. Brady Beef Supreme says. Scott says, I'm currently 12x on Wild token. Low market cap metaverse ERC20 token. Deer in research with quite a little gem. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're up 12x on that. I just wonder if that'd be I just question if that's a good investment for anyone else at this juncture, if you're already 12x up on it. I don't know if that was the good time to get in. Personally, I'm very hesitant to invest in many more ERC20s because just the gas fees alone, you can pretty much count on you at least will have to spend around $100 to even make a modest investment into a small investment into any ERC20 these days. So do the math, folks. Plus, you have to pay about just as many gas fees just to sell, right? Just to convert back out of it into ETH. So do the math. Make sure it's going to be worth it. it's easy to get bogged down throwing just $200 or just $300 at different random ERC20s that don't go frickin' anywhere. And now it's not even worth it for you to cash out because the gas fees exceed your $200-300 investment that you put in, right? So these are things to consider. I am so fed up with ERC20 gas fees. It's ridiculous. So definitely something you want to factor in before you start throwing money into ERC20s. One of the ERC20s I've been doing well at that I think is probably a pretty decent long-term play yet still is UFO. And I don't even have a lot of money in UFO. I don't, but it's one of the few ERC20s that I have that is actually performing well. Very few. Yeah, gas fees are absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, yeah, don't be scared to take profits, guys. And then also, for as much as I bemoan Binance, and it's still more attractive to me to get usually anyway, to have a Binance Smart Chain version of smaller market cap coins like that and token projects like that, simply because the gas fees are literally just a fraction of what they are on an ERC20. Yeah, gas fees are absolutely out of control. Great reason to look at Avax, like you said, Steven. Yeah, that's why, look, and that is why Avalanche has been so bullish, and that's why Avalanche was the first major crypto to break out of this flash crash, and in super bullish fashion, because people are fed the F up with Ethereum gas fees. Avax is right up there with a worthy alternative to all of that. I mean, folks, again, Avax now up 3% just since we've been on the air. Okay. Yep. So Avax breaking out, Sand also breaking out. Why? Why are these two breaking out so strong? Why have Sand and Avax been performing so strongly over the last month? Is because people are fed up. They're fed up with Ethereum gas fees. They can't do it anymore. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. I'm still bullish on Ethereum as an investment. So let me be clear about that. And particularly once Ethereum 2.0 and the Doge Ethereum bridge happens, I think those are going to be both absolute game changers. But I think there's definitely room for all of these projects to completely thrive. And long term, I think they will. Let's see what's going on here. That's kind of a funny article I came across. People are furious at a robot serving pancakes at Denny's. It's like dining with the Jetsons. Imagine sitting down at your favorite breakfast restaurant only to be greeted by a robot, which brings you pancakes and sides instead of a human server. Well, that's not exactly what happened at one Denny's location, but to hear the comments tell it, our robot overlords are taking over, and it should be boycotted before they're serving us pancakes and eggs all over the world. TikTok user Mia Bella CEO. I always hate when people put CEO in their names. Here's a life tip. Anybody who puts CEO like in their name or in their username or in their branding, they're usually not CEOs. And if they are, they're not very good ones. Anyway, this TikTok user uploaded footage showing a robot dubbed Janet delivering 2 plates of hash browns and eggs at an undisclosed Denny's location. The simple 3-tiered robot is basically a mobile cake plate that runs food for busy servers, and the video's creator said that in the comments that a real flesh and blood server took their order and delivered their coffee. The comments naturally went off, though. Most, to be fair, seemed to be expressing broader anxieties about automation rather than specific to the Denny's. Yeah, these jobs, I mean, I think to a certain degree, I know there's a lot of people are speculating that this industry is going to be completely autonomized in the near future. I know Andrew Yang obviously talks a lot about that, and I like Andrew Yang. I really do. I think he seems like a great guy. However, I don't think it's going to be that severe. Now, I do think that as far as factory jobs, that's only going to continue to increase exponentially. As far as we already seen it in most of our grocery stores with self-checkout, which has become wildly popular. I think that's only going to increase. But I think at the end of the day, in the future, I think we're going to see a hybridization in cafes and chain diners, wherein you'll have a robot helping to plate food and helping to expedite food behind the scenes for the servers. I think at the end of the day, though, humans would feel very uneasy about not having a human server at restaurants, and they would actively avoid those places. I think that you get too creeped out by it, and it'd make them kind of angry. So I don't think that waiters and waitresses are going to be threatened in the age of greater autonomization. That's just my speculation on it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Crow is gonna blow faux show, says V Supreme. I think so too. As I stated on Twitter about a week and a half ago, I said 3 big DeFi projects that are already blown up that I think still have a lot of room to go are Crow, Sand, and Avax. In fact, I'm more bullish, contrary to popular belief. Most people would put Solana over Avax. I'm putting Avax over Solana. As far as how far it goes from here. Yeah, Kyle, I hear you say Japan's fine. It's totally different culture, though. In fact, a radically different culture. I have a lot of respect for the Japanese culture and the way they do things over there, and the way they handle their country, I think, is pretty brilliant model, actually. Here's a funny story from the Babylon Bee. The headline is, San Francisco stores hold 100% off Black Friday sale. In beloved San Fran tradition, stores across the city are holding their annual 100% off Black Friday sale today, offering shoppers the opportunity to come in, throw as much stuff in bags as they can fit, and run out of the store. Come one, come all, and check out these amazing discounts, said the manager of one SF Walgreens. You can get makeup, electronics, sunglasses, Cheetos, you name it, even prescription medications. One shopper said she had to go check out the savings on designer handbags. Yeah, I don't really like going into the crowds, but for 100% off, sure. I'll throw on a ski mask and some gloves and grab as many Gucci purses as possible. What's more, shops across San Francisco are offering an extended return policy on all goods taken from stores during these amazing 100% off bargain sales, so that you can bring that big screen TV back if it doesn't end up fitting, or you can flip it on OfferUp for a tidy profit. Oh, pretty good. Folks, well, that's about all I got for tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And a pretty darn good turnout for the Midnight Mass. Maybe I should do these once in a while. What do you think? Should I do Midnight Mass once a week? The late show that starts at midnight. Maybe I'll do one of these once a week. I kind of like the vibe. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see one time a week, Midnight Mass once a week. Let me know. I know we got some third shift workers out there, so that's another reason why I asked. B Supreme says Crypto.com is about to blow up 10x. I agree with that. Not an endorsement, not financial advice, but I agree. I don't know if 10x exactly, but what I can tell you, I do think Crypto.com is about to do some things. I will say that. Again, thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. And I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow night. Now, again, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, click on the link pinned at the top of the chat. That is my Twitter. And you'd say, Steven Steele, why would I click on a link if I'm already following you on Twitter? Because you need to hit the notification bell. Because I'm going to we're doing a Spaces with Nick tomorrow afternoon. I don't know the specific time, but if you're on my notifications, you will be notified of when that space starts. And I want all of you fine folks at that Spaces. So make sure, if you're following me on Twitter, make sure those notifications are on. Jason Huffman coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it so much. Honestly, thank you so much tonight, Jason. Hugely, hugely. Thanks, Steven, for the late night shows. Only time I can tune in live. That is good to know. I want to know this information out of you guys. I want to know what your schedules are like. I want to meet you guys where you're at. I want to, do the best for my people. I'm always up late, says Doge Extra. Yes, please. Third shifter here, says Steven Smith. Love the live market watch. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing your comments, guys. Okay, well, I will consider that, guys. I will consider that doing midnight mass once a week. Otherwise, the show usually starts anywhere between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to commit to a midnight mass. Well, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it midnight mass once a week. I'm not sure which day of the week that's going to be yet. Anyway, guys, appreciate each and every one of you. By the way, if you know anyone that would like this show, make sure to shoot them a link to the channel. Shoot them a link to this episode. Tell them to check it out. Let's keep growing this thing. I am so excited about the future. I'm so excited about 2022. I wish you all peace and prosperity going into the new year. We're going to achieve them both together. I know it. Big things ahead. Thank you again, guys. Until next time, this is Steven Steele signing out. Just the bees and birds, the summer hay.